me, I went into this with having no experience working with a staffing company. And I have to tell you, I was not really having a positive view of staffing companies. I kind of felt like, God, it's a lot of money to pay. And gosh, what am I really getting? And so on and so forth. And I think that was the thing that I realized really early on is how thorough your process was, from matching our needs, learning our culture, identifying what would be a cultural fit, aligning with values, not just values, aligning with values, but aligning with gaps in our organization. And I was really surprised at what I would call, in my business, we call it discovery or needs analysis, at how thorough your process was and how it set all parties up for incredible success. I think that a lot of people who hire have blind spots. Mm-hmm. And for me, we had made 3 attempts to previously fill the position. I think there's so many things that go into recruiting, from job descriptions to needs analysis, to hiring, to interviewing, to resume review, to qualifying. I mean, there's so many moving parts when you recruit. And to sit and think, if you haven't had professional training or you haven't had formal expertise around some or all of these areas, you're kind of going in blind. And I think that was the wake-up call for us, is that we realized that we had a lot of holes in our process, that we had blind spots, that we needed a professional. Just like companies would hire a web designer to do their website or a graphic designer to do creative, we thought, well, why aren't we going to go to someone who does this for a living and who's an expert in it? And that's really the story. A lot of times when you're hiring someone for a previously established position, the mistake companies can make is you benchmark the new hire against the old hire. But the problem with that is there's a reason why there's an old hire and a new hire. It really goes back to, are you aligned with our values? From a work ethic, from a commitment, from a passion about what you do, from a growth mindset to want to be better and keep learning. That's the thing that sticks out more than anything. But we're so aligned in how we think and look at things, and that's huge. The biggest benefit that just came to me, and it didn't occur to me till now, is clarity. Because to me, going in the beginning in this process, we thought we knew what we wanted. We thought we had the job description. We thought we had the characteristics and qualities. So to me, here's what I saw as the three of the biggest benefits. One of them was clarity. Like, right, this is what we actually need, not what we have on that piece of paper. But now that we work with Franklin professionals through the needs analysis, now we know. That was one. 2 was we're high maintenance clients. So we're very picky and we're demanding. At no point did I feel like, oh God, now they want this, now they want that. It felt like dealing with all different kinds of needs and clients, you knew, and you're used to it. So that didn't feel like a burden. I didn't think we were made to feel like a burden. Mm-hmm. And then the third piece, I think, is the blueprint. And, what a differentiator. Even though I haven't worked with a lot of staffing companies, we have many clients who have. Mm-hmm. And so I have a good feel from them of what they're used to and what to expect. In the blueprint, which really keeps you focused and honed in the interview process and the qualification process of what you really need, just to give us that singular focus. So we were doing apples to apples comparisons with all the interviews. We weren't evaluating people subjectively or emotionally. Mm-hmm. Those 3 benefits, among others, were, I thought, the biggest. The willingness to be open-minded and learn was one of the things that I looked in a staffing company and getting to know us and getting to know our needs. So I would say 9, and not because it was perfect, because it was great, but because of the open-mindedness that went with it. One of the biggest barriers to hiring a professional staffing company is the cost. Mm-hmm. Right? So like, what do I get? So my advice to people is, before you start fretting about the cost, understand what your cost is of acquisition, because we had those failed hires. And if I added up the cost of wasted time, training, onboarding, recruiting, it was a hell of a lot more than your cost. And I think that I would ask people to not just say this staffing company cost this. I would make sure you're accurately comparing it to your own costs.